Hi everybody, I'm here reporting on last night's 4-1 defeat to Lyon at Ibrox in the Europa. And to say it was a terrible defeat is underestimating just how bad it was. Funnily enough, we actually started well and missed a couple of chances, and then basically it was all downhill from then. To be fair though, Lyon are probably the best team we've played against this season, and we won't play against many better unless Man U buck up, and Spurs will probably be better. But they're a good team, far better than us. Once you saw the game panning out, you knew we shouldn't beat them. We had little chance of beating them. We needed a big stroke of luck or maybe a refereeing decision. We'll come back to that later. But we were well beaten, and despite the manager after the game claiming, the stats show it was pretty even in possession and chances, and we just didn't take our chances and they did. No, if he actually believes that, we are in trouble because they outclassed us totally in every department apart from goalkeeping in the game. So if the manager actually believes this nonsense, we are really in trouble instead of doing something about it. Hopefully that's just for publicity purposes, because they were far superior to us. They were quick in movement, quick in passing, short passes, accurate passes, boom, boom, boom. In between our players, we couldn't catch them. They were quick thinking. They got stuck in. They could foul. Unfortunately, we didn't get many of them given for us, but they could foul. And the one gripe I would have about them was Lee Harvey Oswald must have been in the main stand last night shooting at them, because the number of times their players went down with Harley being touched and rolling about in agony, looking as if they're trying to get people, especially Diomande, booked. So that was their one fault, or the one thing I've got against them. Otherwise, well beaten, can't complain. We should have known right from the beginning, the first 5-10 minutes, we were in trouble, because the left winger, Fofana, he was their best attacker, and he was up against our worst defender, Tavernier, or as the French call him, Fulfani, because that was a no contest. He just ran by him as if he wasn't there most of the time, and when he cut inside it was always dangerous. And he did score 2 goals as well, so that helps. But even if he hadn't scored any goals, Fofana was just too hot to handle for any of our defenders, really. So we'll come back to him later maybe. But it started well, as I say. First 2 minutes, I think it was in the second minute, Lawrence had a shot. It was palmed out by the goalkeeper, straight to Tavernier. He's about 7-8 yards out. Decent angle. Fires it straight at the goalkeeper's legs. I had to check for a minute to make sure it wasn't Drossers doing it, because that's what he does every time, or 9 times out of 10. So fires it straight at the goalkeeper's legs. Big chance missed. A few minutes later, even worse. In fact, I tell a lie, maybe it was this one where Lawrence, I think it was, where Lawrence shot and it came back out. And there's a wonderful new right winger, Czerny. All he has to do, it's on his left foot, his only foot, on his left foot, just tap it into the empty net and he blasts it over the bar, which is the biggest sitter we've seen this season. And I mean this season, probably anywhere. I haven't seen any bigger sitter on TV from England or Europe, and certainly not Ross County or St Johnstone or anybody missing sitters. That was the biggest one this season. And the previous biggest sitter was the one, he missed in Malmo, when again, right through, only the goal to beat, and he hit it past the post on his favoured left foot. This time, he didn't even have the goalkeeper to beat, just put it into the empty net and he fires it over the bar. I mean, we don't need a guy like that. We've got enough problems without putting a low knee into positions like that where he just can't do anything. No confidence, can't get past a man, all left-footed, so he can't do anything on his right foot. And even when the ball comes onto his left foot, apparently now he can't even get it on target, not for the first time this season. I think he's done it once since he came here, and that was the first league game at Hampden where he scored with that left foot, and we thought we'd really found something, and it's never happened since. So just get rid of him at the end of the season. He's a dead loss. And Tavernier, another shocking game. People running past him out of position, trundling back once he loses the ball. The third goal, when the ball comes across the face of the goal, he's totally unaware that their star man, Fofana, is a couple of yards behind him, just waiting to run in and get on the end of that low ball across the goal. And sure enough, that's what happens. Comes across, face of the goal, the guy comes round the side of him and taps it into the net because he doesn't have a clue that there is somebody running in or waiting to run in when that ball's out on the right hand side. So you have to get rid of him. The only good thing about that was he was taken off with half an hour to go and he wasn't injured. So let's hope the manager's wised up and he's thinking, I need to phase this guy out at the worst. So maybe Sunday he won't start. Maybe the next week he'll come off after half time, that kind of thing. But we've got to get rid of him. He's just causing us all sorts of bother. The defence wasn't good last night. The attack missed a few chances, so they weren't good either. The only people I would give pass marks to were, well, Butland was the man of the match for us because he saved us from losing 8-9 goals. It could easily have been 8 or 9, but for his saves, even although a couple of them were offside anyhow once the move had broken down. So he was our man of the match. The other ones I'd give pass marks to Shefty by Rami, I thought was the second best player. Diomande did well when he was on the ball, got fouled a lot. And Barron, despite his mistake for the second goal, where he had the ball on the halfway line and without looking really, he tried to pass it infield to Suter and he just left it too short. And for that guy, of course, Fofana, to rush forward, he anticipated it and he rushed forward, he got the ball, he zoomed into the box. 3 of our defenders went towards them to get in front of them. Oh, we didn't notice Lacazette standing 10 yards on his own in the box. So when the ball was passed to him, you knew it was in the net and it duly was dispatched. At that point, Tavernier was trundling back and he'd actually half stopped. And then when he saw that guy free on the right, he decided to speed up a wee bit, but obviously got nowhere near the danger area before it was in the net. So shocking goal from everybody, but especially Barron giving it away like that. You just can't do it in these games. In fact, he was still one of the better guys. He kept his head up. He didn't let that get him down. He got stuck in. He played the way he's been playing all season. He was just voted Player of the Month. Ironically, yesterday I think it was. So that's his worst mistake and one of his very few mistakes this season. So you can forgive him. You can't forgive Tavernier the mistakes he makes every game, no matter who the opposition is. So I would still give Barron pass marks for his performances. And Shefty and Bayrami look good going up the left wing. They have a good combination between them and cut them open a few times. So they look as if they could be a good duo on the left-hand side. Although there's no way Bayrami should be wasted, stuck out in the left wing. He should be playing the number 10 beside or just behind the striker. And hopefully we'll have a proper left winger in there in a few weeks. Maybe after the international break, Cortez or Matondo might be back for that. But they were the only players I would give pass marks to. The rest were pretty average, if not worse than that. And it was a poor evening. It just showed you the difference in standard between a top European team and us. I mean, I said to people last night at the match, every time I look at Rangers TV and we see them training, they do this exercise where there's 2 or 3 players in the middle of 6 or 7 players, and the 6 or 7 players pass the ball really quickly to each other, one touch, try to keep it away from the defenders in the middle of them. That's what Lyon were like last night, but for real. In an actual game, they were passing it quickly, first time, knew where they were going to hit it before it even reached them. Short passing, accurate passing, giving the defenders no chance to intercept or tackle them. They did that for real. We're doing it in training. Why are we doing it in training if we're not trying to do it in an actual game? It's ridiculous. I mean, you begin to wonder about the coaching or lack of it. For us, it was Clement and his so-called training team. So that just summed up the difference. We take ages to decide where to hit it, and as often as not, we make the wrong decision. They were instinctively, or maybe it's by training, passing it quickly, accurately, and ultimately thrashing us. So let's just forget about this one until the next time.